Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows from shows ranging from the 90s to today.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 5, called Indian Summer, air date October 27th, 1999, and the synopsis is...
During a late summer heat wave, Dawson plays detective with Eve's mysterious ways, including breaking and entering at Graham's house, cause him to wonder about her reasons for being in Capeside, and he gets Pacey to help him. But Eve is too slick for Dawson and throws him off every time. Meanwhile, Joey's misgivings of Rob lead her to crash his date with Andie at the movies, which leads him to firing her. Also, Jack goes against Jen's wishes and sets her up on a date with Henry. So apparently it's summer?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, because Jen was just crowned homecoming queen.
Well, and this is Episode 5, and they've been in school now for at least a month.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that summer now?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, this late summer heat wave. Yeah, so Pacey and Dawson are in his room again, trying to survive the heat.
Okay. I have some issues with this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if it's that hot that they're sweating,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you wouldn't just be sweating on your neck and your head. You would be sweating on your back and everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the guys are not sweaty, and like, yes, and why is Pacey wearing a shirt on top of his tank top? He should just be wearing his tank top. If it's that hot,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be shirtless or you're going to be wearing a tank top. You're
Yeah.
not going to have another shirt on top of your tank top, okay? So that's wrong, what Pacey's wearing. Secondly, Dawson is wearing a shirt, not a tank top. A t-shirt, yes. Tank top, no. And he should be wearing a tank top if it's that hot. But also, my issue is he's sweating on his neck, his head, his arms probably. But why isn't his shirt all wet?
Yeah.
If it's that hot, you should have threw some more water at him
Yeah.
to make it look like you are sweating through your shirt. Because I can tell you, when it's hot, you are sweating everywhere, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want to have the least amount of clothes on. And if you do have a shirt on, it's mostly wet.
Mm-hmm.
How to know it? Help me make this make sense.
It doesn't. They just really wanted to have any skin showing.
Okay, but then you could have just made the shirts wet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It would have been real.
Yeah.
If it's over 100 degrees, which, yes, in North Carolina, Florida, all those, it does get over 100. Yes, that's right. So you would be wet.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're not, and only their necks and heads are wet, that doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Did you look at it thinking the same thing, or was it just me?
No, I mean, I did notice that they were supposed to be quote unquote sweaty, but I don't know. I didn't really pay attention too much to it. So yeah.
You're supposed to.
I'm just more focused on the plot and what they're doing, not how they're looking.
Pacey's sitting there with the fan, this little fan, thinking he's going to just cool right off. Not going to happen. How come they don't have air conditioning? I would think in Gail's house, she'd have air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Why aren't they at the beach if it's that hot?
Wasn't it late at night at this point?
I don't.
Yeah, because Pacey leaves to go to sit in the car of his dad's police car.
The cop car.
For the AC. And then that's when Dawson sees a silhouette in the window of Graham's house.
Yes, but I'm just saying.
And it is dark out.
But it's just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And once again, Dawson's got his window open.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that was my thing, was you would be shirtless if you're a guy, and you would definitely make sure you don't have two shirts on. And if you have a tank top, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when it's hot here, and it doesn't even reach 100,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing everything you can to cool off.
Right.
And most of the time, yes, your shirt is going to be sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
And that's here.
Yeah.
Can you only imagine what it would be if it was over 100?
I know. Yeah.
You wouldn't look like those characters.
Yep.
Even the girls. Not one of them is sweaty.
Yeah. So, but I thought Dawson did good because he called 911 right away. And then not so good. He went to Graham's house.
Okay. That was my thing was he called 911. Great.
Yeah.
But why in the world would you go over there?
Yeah, I know. So I was saying, yeah.
What kind of idiot are you? Oh, that's Dawson. Never mind. I got it. He's definitely an idiot.
Yeah. So lucky for him, it was only Eve that fell out the window.
Yeah, what if it was an actual, like, serial killer?
Yeah, I know. And they already had one in the town.
Yeah, Eve. So, it just didn't make any sense that he would go over there.
Mm-hmm.
I get he's nosy. He can do that from his bedroom.
Right.
The fact that he saw, again, okay. We're going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what I'm going to say. His bedroom window faces the water. The fact that he could see the house and the side makes no sense.
I know.
He didn't stick his neck out there to act like he could see. It's one thing if you did, you could see the side of the house. If you put your head out there or something, but he didn't.
Yeah.
He was just standing at his window and noticed that somebody was. That would not. No, that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Not from that window.
Yeah, just like when Abby was spying on Jen on her date.
Out that window.
Mm-hmm.
No one stuck their head out to look over at Jen's house.
Yeah.
Dawson would, if he's in his room, he would not be able to see if somebody is at Jen's house.
Right.
And also, there's no window on that side.
Mm-hmm.
He only has like one window, isn't it? And it's facing out to the water.
Mm-hmm.
There is none on the side of his room,
Mm-hmm.
which would mean it doesn't face the house.
Right.
Just putting that out there to the writers
Mm-hmm.
and the director that doesn't make any sense once again. So thanks for giving me more to talk about of how it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But also, he really is stupid to go over there.
I know.
He can't fight. So how's he going to protect? He didn't even bring anything to protect himself.
I know.
Didn't bring a bat or anything.
Yeah, or even like a flashlight, I don't think, to even see where he was going.
Yeah, he's just stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then who comes over?
Eve.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess I can talk about that first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so he just finds her.
Yeah,
At
coming
Graham's
out,
house.
coming out of the window.
Yeah.
So
I
I
was just
guess they don't lock their windows either.
I guess. I don't know. You think Jen would make sure that they're closed after that whole Cliff and the phone call thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was just confused on why she was at Graham's house specifically. Like, why was she around in the house late at night? Because, like, she doesn't even know Jen. So how would she even know, like, what would be her purpose to even go in that house?
Right. Right. Because, I mean, who has she met? Just the
Just
boys?
Dawson.
But
Or NPC.
But she may have ran into her at Dawson's house party.
Right, yeah.
So I guess maybe she stalked Jen then.
Mm-hmm.
She is a little stalker, so
Yeah.
she just goes in people's houses.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then they go into his bedroom and blah, blah, blah. But then who is the police officer that comes to the house?
Doug. Yeah, because he answered the call.
Okay. What did you think of Doug? And then he flashes the light on Dawson.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck? Did you like that?
No, because he's got blind Dawson.
I was like, if you're a cop, you would know not to do that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Dawson just said it was actually Jen just entering the house. It wasn't some stranger or anybody.
Why is he going to Dawson's house to check on his house?
I know, like...
If it happened at Jen's, wouldn't you go to where the break-in was?
Yep, so that didn't make sense either.
I mean, yes, I could see like knocking on the door and being like, hey, I heard that you called. What did you see? Getting the report.
Mm-hmm.
And then checking out her house. Not going to Dawson's and checking on Dawson's house.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. The cops wouldn't just... Oh, and also, you can't go into someone's house unless you have...
A warrant?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how in the world did Doug just walk in and look around?
Maybe because he is Dawson's friends with Pacey. So
But legally,
yeah,
he can't
definitely.
just do that
Mm-hmm.
if he's the friend of the family or not.
Yeah. And then he just believed what Dawson said and then just left. And then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do anything else.
No, he didn't check the house at all.
Nope.
No fingerprinting.
Mm-hmm.
No, not to make sure nothing was stolen. Nothing. So, because, I really want to talk about Doug. But going back to when Dawson and Eve were in the room before he went to Doug.
Yeah.
Or downstairs to see Doug. So Eve brings up Dawson stealing the test.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why he can't tell the cops.
Yeah.
This is why he shouldn't have stolen the test. Now he can't even tell Doug about Eve because all she's going to do is say, well, he stole the test. Isn't that worse?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? Which, I mean, they're both bad.
Yeah.
And just like, Manzi Dawson, you screwed yourself. You thought you were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now you just put yourself in that position.
Yeah.
Because now Eve can hold it over your head the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't he do something with the test?
What do you mean? Because Andie
Get rid of it.
Well, it wasn't. Someone took it when it was on the table during the fire drill.
Yeah, so
Andie took it.
So no one has it but Andie then.
Right, unless she destroyed it after the test.
Which I'm hoping she did. But so that would be my thing is like, if
there's no test to even.
If
there's
she
no proof,
said right, if she would have said Dawson to Doug, Dawson stole the test. Dawson would be like, what test?
What test? Yeah.
What test? I don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sign it out.
Yeah.
I didn't steal it. There's no cameras. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, where's the proof? And then she wouldn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like she signed it out or anything.
Right.
And if she did, she'd have to sign it out.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't make any sense that there's no proof that Dawson stole it.
Yeah. So she can't blackmail it with him.
But she's trying.
Yeah.
And it's working because he didn't tell Doug.
Yeah. And then when he goes back to his room, she's gone again.
Yeah, why does he open the door acting like he's going to say something? Like, probably like we're all clear or something. But he opens his door acting like he's going to see her. Why? All she's ever done when she's in the town is escape.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you think you're going to see her again, you don't. So why does he even try? Did he forget who she is? She just mysteriously disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And then magically appears.
Yep. And then Jen and Jack are looking up at the stars outside in their little enclosed area somewhere.
What did you think of that?
It was nice. I don't think I would be outside if it's apparently that hot outside, but
And with the alligators
yeah.
and snakes.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're talking, did you like when they were talking?
Yeah.
Isn't that where they were talking about she was jealous of like Dawson and Joey at the beginning because of their friendship?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack's like, yeah, then it turned into boyfriend and girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then she, kind of like always wanted a Dawson. And now she has one, Jack.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think of these two more as a Dawson and Joey than Dawson and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see the friendship.
Yeah.
The other one is just forced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get anything out of it. When I see them, it just annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
And also, okay, so they're laying there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sprinklers go off.
Yep.
They run.
No.
Why? If it is over 100 degrees, even if it's 90,
Mm-hmm.
why are they running?
I know.
It's hot outside, as you are claiming and looking. So, as you think you're looking, if it's that hot, you would be excited that the sprinklers are on. You'd be like a kid again running through the sprinklers.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I did as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And if the sprinklers were on, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm running through the sprinklers.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way I'm going to cool off.
Mm-hmm. They do stop. They don't leave completely, but yeah, they did get up. Like,
well, because
they
their
had
stuff
to.
fell. Like the blanket fell. So, like the last, like, little 1 second was like them trying to pick the stuff up and still running. But it was like, why are you guys running so fast? Like, what?
Right.
I'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's free water coming out that you don't have to pay for.
Mm-hmm. And then at Joey's workplace, Rob gives Joey water for the heat because I guess he was nice for once. Then he takes off his shirt and throws it on Joey's lap.
Gross.
Mm-hmm. And then again, Rob asks Joey out to the movie. She says, ask her again in 2 years when she's legal. So that confirms that she's 16, finally.
Still gross, though.
Yeah. He says that I'll just find another date and she'll be jealous.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then Rob sprays her with the hose. She tells him to stop, and he asks if all teenage girls are uptight like her, and she says only those who have half a brain.
It was funny.
It seems like Joey is the only person in the the main characters, that knows that she shouldn't get involved with an adult like everybody else has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every single other person
wants to date someone older.
Yeah. Yep.
And she is like, I'll press charges.
Yeah, so she's the only smart one here
Yes.
when it comes to that.
And I love it. We need someone that actually thinks responsibly, unlike everybody else.
Yeah. And then Dawson's going around town looking for Eve. He even looks her up at the school.
Okay, this is my thing.
Yeah.
There is no way, legally,
I know.
that
She could be
the
a high school
office,
student.
anybody, teacher, doesn't matter who. There is no legal way Dawson could get any information on any student ever.
Okay,
Nope. It just wouldn't happen.
Right.
Yes, illegally you could do that if you talk to somebody, maybe. But not in school, not ever. That you can't say somebody went there unless they said they went there.
Yeah.
You can't look somebody up. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. It's illegal.
He's just desperate to find answers.
It's illegal. Even if he would have said, can you look this person up? And they did, they could not tell you yes or no because that's illegal.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Even the guy, okay, do you think that the guy who at the strip club, that he could say if somebody worked there or not?
No.
Isn't that illegal? So they're both in the wrong. That does not, you couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't give him any information, but because Dawson was saying that she was his age, so he's like, that would mean she's underage, and I
wouldn't let you in or her.
Yeah. But I just couldn't believe that he thought that she was a student and worked at the strip club at the same time.
Right, because maybe she was older and she, I was like, well, maybe she is legal age to work at the strip club.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Because he didn't really say Eve's age.
Right.
So it's not like the boss would know that. He just knows Dawson is a high school student. But it doesn't mean she couldn't work there.
Right.
Why didn't he give her stripper name?
I don't know. Did she have one?
I'm sure.
I don't think he knew
Remember?
it.
Yeah, but you don't think she had like a name tag or something?
I don't know. I don't remember the scene.
Really? You don't remember Pacey?
I mean, I remember. I just don't remember her wearing
Dawson
one in the scene. Yeah.
The strip club.
I remember that. I just don't remember her, like, what she was wearing. Just that wig, but that's all I can remember.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it wasn't like Ivy or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just would have thought he would have brought up her, that name instead of her real name, because obviously he's going to be like, how do you know her real name?
Right.
If she was a stripper and you met her as a stripper or something, you'd only know that name. So, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll go along with it. I'll play the stupid game.
And then Jack and Henry are on their way to football practice when they see Jen, and she's...
Okay, who wants to go to football practice in 100 and some degrees?
I know.
Okay, that's when you really would be wet.
But Jen has walked into school with like a huge firecracker popsicle.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's an ice cream truck outside, but she wouldn't even, if it was real, she wouldn't have been allowed to bring that in the school, And
unless the school was paying for the truck to be there.
Yeah.
Because then you could.
I think it was just random.
Well, and then, okay, if it's that hot, you've had popsicles. when it's super hot out, it
Yeah.
melts
So
fast.
Yeah.
That by the time you got from outside to inside, it'd be dripping already.
Yeah.
Hers was just freshly handed to her. Here you go. And it's like, if it's that hot, it's dripping down your arms, the ground, everywhere. You're all sticky. There's no way you're going to have that nice popsicle walking through the halls. Nope. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then she offers the guys if they want to lick, and they say no, and Henry's getting all speechless and everything because she's talking to him.
Did you like that? You want to lick?
No. It was kind of weird.
Oh my gosh.
Like, she could have just told him, like, oh, the truck's outside, you should go get one, you know?
Yeah, she did. And then she took it a step further. You want to lick?
Yeah. And then that's when Jack comes up with the idea that if her and Henry are in the same place at the same time, then it could be like fate, you know, having them with their first date.
So Jack is becoming a little like Andie, matchmaker.
Yeah.
I mean, look how well it did for Andie as the matchmaker.
I know.
And he thinks it's going to be the same way for him.
I guess.
He didn't like being matched up with Jen.
Yeah.
Why would he think that Jen would like it?
I know. He didn't think about that.
No. All right there. Did it remind you of Andie when she was the matchmaker?
No, honestly didn't.
But I mean, they are twins.
Or maybe, supposedly. We don't know. It seems like Jack's older, at least by a year.
I know. I thought you would catch it, and you did. So good job.
And then that's when Dawson goes to see Doug to ask how he can find a missing person that doesn't want to be found.
Why, out of anyone in the world, are you talking to a cop?
Who's Doug? I would say, who's Doug?
But seriously, you can talk to anyone else? Your dad?
Yes, no.
Anyone? Why do you? But Doug is a cop. I don't care if you're talking to Doug. He's still a cop. You're talking cop to, I don't know, resident.
Yeah.
A citizen, whatever. But it didn't make any, really, Doug? Because, this whole time, right, Doug is a horrible police officer, right? All of a sudden, this episode, he's going to be a good one and investigate?
I guess.
Did that make any sense to you? This whole time, he couldn't investigate the teacher and his brother. Okay? He couldn't get that through his brain, but yet he's going to start being nosy with Dawson. Really?
Yeah, I know.
Your brother was at his teacher's house and you didn't get it put 2 and 2 together. Like any good cop would, but not you. But now here we are. In season 3, we're going to make Doug a good cop. One who pays attention.
Yes.
He also didn't pay attention to when Pacey stole his car all the time.
I know.
So he's not bright, but yet this episode, he's going to be? Okay.
Yes.
Bad writing. See, the writers didn't watch the 2 seasons before to know he's not a good cop.
Yeah. And then Doug just said that he should stick around the laundromat because everybody eventually has to do their laundry.
Okay, so when Dawson goes to the laundromat because he's listening to him, why the laundromat? Because she could be doing her laundry at a friend's house.
Yeah.
She has to stay somewhere, right? So maybe she's staying at a friend's house and maybe she's doing her laundry there. You don't know, so why in the world would he say that everyone has to go to the laundromat? I don't go to the laundromat.
You know, we live here too, so she's more of a passing.
She could pay someone.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I'm like, maybe she knows someone, or maybe she's hooking up with someone and she's doing her laundry there.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense that she would have to go to the laundromat.
Right.
Not everyone has to go. Doug. If you're a good cop, you would know that.
Yeah.
But it is funny that Pacey tells Dawson, oh yeah, Doug told you the laundromat. Like that's his go-to.
Yeah.
Why is it his go-to?
I don't know.
And also, the girl doesn't really wear any clothes. She wears the minimum. So why would she need to go to the laundromat?
I don't know.
She wouldn't need to go as often as others because she barely wears any clothes. See, she's the only one that doesn't wear any clothes. And I don't need it. She needs to put some more on, in my opinion. Because once again, they see her, but what is she wearing?
Some kind of bikini top.
Yeah. Didn't need to see it.
Well, it is hot, so I get why she would be wearing that.
Nobody else is.
That's just because probably she's just more confident in her body than they are.
Well, yeah, she's confident, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Annoying. Did you like them following her, the boys?
No, I thought they made it too obvious, too, so President get caught. Yeah, but they find her at the ice cream cart, and that's when Pacey says that it's better to go by what his dad taught him on how to follow someone without them knowing, so he takes the lead.
So basically, Pacey learned from his dad,
Mm-hmm.
but Doug didn't.
Yes.
And Doug and his dad are both cops.
Yeah.
Don't you think his dad would have taught him some things as a police officer?
Yeah.
To be a police officer and investigate?
Mm-hmm.
That. All right.
At Joey's workplace, Rob wants Joey to fill his parents' boat with gas so he'll be
Yeah.
ready for his date.
And who's in it?
Turns out to be Andie. She was already on the boat.
Well, and it's weird because he's like, yeah, I found someone your age. And she's like, who would be like dumb enough or insecure to go out with you?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Andie. It's like, oh, well, it makes all the sense.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know it was going to be Andie?
I don't know. I had a feeling it was somebody that Joey definitely knew, but I didn't think of Andie until she came out.
But
I just didn't think she'd date someone so soon.
But you have to remember, they didn't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's either let's make the girls drunk,
Mm-hmm.
like if they're not with the main characters,
Mm-hmm.
as in the guys, let's make them drunk, or let's make them date someone else.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jen did.
Mm-hmm.
When Jen wasn't dating somebody, she was hanging out with Abby getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was either one or the other. So now let's not make Andie drunk because, we've done that. Let's make her go out with some old guy. No. And also, this is where we find out that Andie knows him because he went to, prep school or something with Tim?
Yep.
So he's Tim's age,
Mm-hmm.
which is what? Early 20s?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the guy looks older than early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't he?
I don't know. Not to me.
You think he looks 20?
Not that, no, like 23.
He looked almost 30 to me, but okay. I was just like, all right, guess he's younger.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I'll go with that because I have to.
Yeah, but when Andie said that, I just wonder what Tim would think about Andie going out with Rob. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I don't think he'd be happy about it.
Well, how much older is Tim to Andie and Jack?
Well, if they're 16, 17, maybe like 5 years, 6, maybe the most. I don't know.
Yeah, Tim probably wouldn't have liked it.
Mm-hmm.
See, now I want to see Tim and Rob fight.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Yeah, because, well, I'm sure if Jack knew, he would do something, but I know Tim definitely would do something because he knows Rob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he probably knows he's a player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so apparently they're going out to the movies.
Okay, but it was gross.
Yeah.
What he did to Joey. He gives her the tip money,
Mm-hmm.
puts it in her pocket.
Yeah, on her chest, yeah.
Yeah, gross.
Mm-hmm.
And then right away she takes it out and like throws it back to him and was like, "That's for your bail money or something."
Yeah, she says save it for bail money.
I was like, see, I love that she is just so sassy.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone needs to be in this show. Because
Yeah.
it just seems like the girls just let the guys run all over them.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey isn't. She's like, no, it's going to be my way or no way.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I don't
Yeah.
want to see all the girls on the show get run over by the boys.
Yeah.
Or men, shall I say, because
Mm-hmm.
Rob is not the boy.
Yeah. So I thought it was gross too how Rob said that they're going to the movies because it's too hot to do anything else, but not almost to do anything else. You know?
Yeah, and then Andie's like, oh, is that like a sex joke?
Mm-hmm.
And then then Rob tells Andie, don't say that in front of the KID.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Andie and Joey are the same age doofus.
Mm-hmm. And
I
then
cannot stand him.
I know
When's he
neither.
going away?
When Joey's not working there anymore.
Yeah, but now he's with Andie.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is like a one episode thing because it's annoying. I can't
Yeah.
stand him.
Mm-hmm.
I want him gone. I want Eve gone.
Yeah. And then Henry shows up at the same spot that Jack and Jen were at the other night.
Did you like when he had that stuff written on his hand?
I thought it was cute because he had to make sure he knew what he was going to say.
It was so cute, but Jen was not nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so he says. Okay, so he ends up not really reading what's on his hand. When she comes up and was like, "Oh, what's on your hand?" Nothing. But then he goes on his little rant thing, mumbo jumbo, and he says, "You look awesome. You smell awesome." I'm like, what?
Yeah, he was going overboard.
You look awesome. You smell awesome.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, she probably maybe doesn't smell awesome because it's so hot out. None of you probably smell awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're all sweating to death, right?
Yeah.
So probably not, but okay. But it was just
saying awesome just shows how young he is.
Just everything was awesome. Yeah. I'm like, all right, guess that's the only word he knows when he's can't say. Well, when he can't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because he even told Jack, like, I can say it all right now, but when she comes around, like, I can't say anything. And I'm like, okay, anything but or you can say, you can't say anything but awesome. All right, let's put that down. But yeah, I was like, really? You look okay. Anything else was like maybe okay to say awesome, but then you said you look awesome and you smell awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I started laughing. And then she was so mean to him.
Yeah, well, I saw where she was getting at, but yeah, she could have been a little nicer about it.
Yeah, but because he can't really talk around her because he likes her so much. That's how come he can't. That's why he can't ask her out because he can't even talk to her. He can't even say hi.
Yeah.
How's he supposed to ask her out when he can't even talk?
Mm-hmm. And then it just Jen didn't like the fact that Jack had told them about their spot. That was actually the bigger issue.
Well, then she should take it up with Jack, not poor little Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Freshman Henry.
Yeah.
And she has to remember, Henry's a freshman. He probably has never done this before.
Yeah.
So he's clueless.
Mm-hmm.
You got to help the poor guy out.
Yeah.
I know I might be overdoing it, supporting Henry. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, she could have been nicer.
The big picture is the matchmaker, Mr. Jack.
Yeah.
Did you like, though, when she did yell at Jack?
Yeah. I mean, like, just to get her view of it out, like I said, it was just a whole spot. Like, it was their spot before, and now Henry knows about it, even though it looks like it's a public area. But
it's a public area. It's not the backyard.
Yeah, I sometimes I can't tell a difference. Everything looks the same, but yeah.
I was just like, whatever, Jen. I'm like, you're getting a little carried away, though. Like, he tried to do something nice, and she just blew it out of proportion.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know it was their spot. Isn't it like the first time they ever laid there?
I guess, yeah, we don't know how
I
long.
mean, it's, she hasn't said, well, we go there every Saturday or whatever.
Every day, yeah.
Like, she doesn't say that, so it's not like it's, for us, it's new. It's a new spot. So it's probably a new spot for him. He didn't think of it.
Yeah.
She was getting a little annoying to me with this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And then Dawson and Pacey are trailing Eve down the pier.
I try to forget that.
Yeah, she walks inside a boat to change and then walks back out. And that's when Pacey follows her while Dawson goes inside to check out the boat. Which, again, another mistake of Dawson. Because Dawson ends up finding that photo of a woman who looks exactly like Eve but has long hair. And then that's when Doug catches him.
Did she look like Eve?
Wasn't it the same actress, just with like a wig on or something?
I don't know.
I thought it was. Yeah, but Doug catches him, and so Dawson puts the photo inside his pocket right away and steps outside of the boat. Then Doug asks if this has anything to do about his missing girl. Doug tells Dawson that the boat belongs to an older couple, but he says
because he's like, oh, what are you doing here? And Dawson's like, oh, my friend lives here or whatever. And he was like, oh, really? Didn't know you were friends with, like, basically.
Mr. and Mrs., whatever you
Well,
say.
yeah, Mr. and Mrs., but also that they're like 80 years old.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Dawson, you're not friends with them.
Yeah, because Doug said that someone stole a speedboat a couple weeks ago.
Okay, yes. Aren't you happy they finally bring it back full circle? That they are looking for her.
Yeah.
And she did steal it. I mean, we knew she did, but she said it was her boss's boat, and I didn't believe her. And because she definitely was not convincing on anything she says. But yeah, it's full circle that we finally learn they're out to get her. Finally.
Yeah.
It's taken 5 episodes.
Yeah, so Dawson says that he doesn't know anything about that. And Doug says he knows that something's going on with Dawson, but his actions lately are revolving around Dawson's friend. And he asks Dawson if there is something he has to tell him.
Okay. And then
Pacey
comes back and sees this. And then he was... Pacey was like... he said something like...
Dawson doesn't play for his team.
Oh, yeah. He says, yeah. He goes... Then he was like straightening Dawson's shirt. He's like, yeah. He goes, Dawson doesn't play for your team. I was like, Pacey.
Yeah.
And then he was making all these different, like little character, like how he was talking again. And
Yeah, Pacey said that when Doug comes out, the family will be proud of him. And yeah, so Doug did point out that Pacey's obsession with sexuality is weird, and I agree.
No, it's funny.
No, it's weird.
No,
With how much Pacey brings it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just, I think his Pacey just makes it funny. Where
yeah, the way he says it, but yeah, just how many times he does it.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if your brother is getting annoyed, I feel like you'd probably stop at some point.
Yeah, because he even yells in this scene.
Well, then Dawson. I looked over at Dawson because he was in the same camera as Doug yelling. And Dawson starts laughing.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I was like, so I don't know if that was Dawson laughing or if that was James laughing, but it was funny. I was like, even Dawson's laughing.
Yeah.
As Doug is getting so mad.
Yep, so he yells at him that he's not gay, and then that's when Pacey tells Dawson that he lost Eve. So much for learning from his dad. And then at the movies, Joey finds Rob and Andie, and she finds Rob sitting down and Andie in the lobby. And that's when Joey warns Andie about him.
Well, so before that, when she sees Rob in the theater, I was like, I am so happy our theater is not like that, where you can just pull the curtain and see who's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Ours, you have to walk into the theater in order to see who's in there.
Yeah.
It's so private. I'm so glad it's not like that. Because you could have a stalker just like watching your every move in there. And then that's probably where you could get some crazy people if they're cheating. I mean, there could be a whole lot of drama. I can only imagine what kind of trouble that theater has.
Yeah.
You know, with like the wives coming. Who are you? And then ruining the movie for everybody. I could picture that.
Yeah.
But that was weird. She just pulls it back and sees he's in there. That's weird. Was our old theater like that? Or no? I don't remember, so.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I didn't go to the movies a lot.
I remember the lobby. I can't remember the theater
I know
specifically.
the lobby was so big.
Yeah.
Wasn't there 2 lobbies? One on that side?
Well, yeah, it was like a big, like in the middle concession stand. So there'd be like lines all around it. Just utter chaos. Because it did get like cramped really easily because it wasn't really a lot of room.
Yeah, you couldn't move around to actually go to your movie.
Yeah, like you had to like go like through the line.
Yeah.
You couldn't go around it. So yeah, it just wasn't designed very well.
Well, and then when you walked in, it was like that's where you paid too. So it was like all crammed. Yeah. But I didn't really go to movies a lot. But yeah, that.
I think the theaters are kind of like how they are now, just a lot smaller. I'm thinking. Like I just feel like maybe the wall wasn't as high when you walked in. Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, I just remember the lobby being a complete mess. But yeah.
Yeah, there was always people in the lobby.
Yeah, so Joey warns Andie about what a creep Rob is. Andie thinks Joey's trying to ruin things for her, and Andie doesn't believe she has a right to say anything because of her history with guys. Like, she brings up Dawson and then her mother. That wasn't even Joey's fault, so...
Well, and also, so she's comparing how Joey basically has no experience.
Mm-hmm.
She was with 2 guys.
Yeah.
Andie was with 1.
Yeah, that we know. We don't know about her life before she went to Capeside, but she acts
She
like...
wasn't experienced because we
I mean, she
learned
could have been
that.
maybe dating a little bit, yeah.
It was just weird. I'm like, Andie, all we've seen you with is Pacey.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that was unfair.
You can't throw that at her.
Mm-hmm.
She at least got to learn from 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
You only learned from 1.
Yeah.
And also, was she going to get food, Andie, or just the bathroom?
I don't know.
Because she didn't bring anything back with her.
Right.
And why wouldn't he go get the food? Like the snacks?
Maybe he's not polite like that.
Well, he's not, clearly. But I was just like, why is she going to get the food?
He probably said something that made her sound like it was a good idea.
Go give me some food. This is how our marriage is going to be like.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yes.
I have a new person I'm calling idiot.
Yes, Andie says she's moving on with her life and she thought Joey would be happy for her.
So, did you think when Andie was being mean to Joey, did you think Joey was just going to like go home? Like, fine, you deal with him. You just made me mad and I'm under attack now. Did you think Joey was just going to leave, or did you think she'd stay and watch how it all played out?
I don't know. If she stayed, I think that she would maybe just sit behind them.
Have you met Joey? Have you met that she likes doing that?
Mm-hmm.
Interfering?
Yeah, it reminded me of the other times in the theater. And it was Dawson then. Yeah, but she just sits down right next to Andie, so Andie's in the middle now.
With the food.
I know.
She's the one that brought the food.
Yeah. I'm talking about the nachos and how it's like not real cheese and all that.
Well, then Andie's like, go away. And she's like, no, I thought this is what you wanted. Wasn't nachos or whatever. And it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But when she was going on and on, I was like, it took me back to, wasn't it the pilot episode? When she was doing the same thing to Dawson and Jen.
Yep.
But that time she was annoying. This time, I loved it. I was so happy she came in, sat right next to Andie, and got in their business. I loved it.
Yeah.
Because somebody needs to protect Andie. Because nobody's doing it. Nobody's looking out for her.
Yeah.
And Joey knows what a creep he is. Andie doesn't yet. And, I was just happy. I was like, good job, Joey.
Yeah, she was making sure she wasn't going to be there alone with him.
Even though Andie was like, go away. But I was like, no, Andie, one day you will thank Joey. It won't be today. And maybe not tomorrow, but eventually you'll thank her.
Yeah. Then at Graham's house, Graham tells Jack how happy he has made Jen, and that's when Jen storms in.
It was funny.
Really, yeah.
It was funny, though, because he apologized for eating all the food.
Yeah.
And like how he like maybe his problem because he eats all the food, and Graham's like, oh, it's okay. You're no bother. Like, that's so sweet because, his dad thinks he's a bother.
Yeah.
But yeah, then she's like, the ice cream's in the fridge or the freezer. So he goes and eats it. But he's eating it out of the container.
Yeah.
Get a bowl. Okay, if you have to share it with 3 people, get a bowl. You're not on your own there, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jen storms in the house angrily to confront Jack about Henry. Jack saw it as a favor for Henry, but Jen tells him that she told him that she didn't like Henry and that she's sorry he couldn't get his friend Lucky.
Well, yeah, and she's like, oh, you're only... so, like, basically you're siding with your friend and not me. And it's like, oh, my God, Jen. I can't with you.
Yeah, that was a little too much. And then back in Dawson's room, Eve is waiting there for him, no surprise, because she wants the picture he stole.
Well, and she always just wanders in his room like everybody.
Yeah, but I was kind of surprised that she figured out right away that he stole the picture, because really there's no reason for anybody to steal a picture, but still, like, why would she think of Dawson right away?
Because earlier in the episode, when she was in his room, he was asking her, or he was,
Questions?
well, he was just like, why are you in Graham's house? And he was just asking all these questions, wanted to know, and she was not giving him any answers. And so, obviously, in your whole day, you're going to be like, who's the person that was the nosiest? And you're going to go after them. And obviously it was Dawson.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't see him stalking her all day, but, you know, she knew, she probably interacts with nobody all day, that she knew that Dawson would be the only one that would steal it.
And that's when Eve finally tells him that she was in Graham's house to steal something to sell for money to get out of Capeside, and then finally confesses that the girl in the picture is her birth mom and she's in town to look for her. So finally Eve tells the truth for once, besides for giving her his name earlier before.
But why did Eve pick Graham's house to steal from?
I don't know, maybe she thought Graham had something expensive she could sell, like antique maybe?
Or do you think it's because she knew maybe that was the house her birth mom lived in?
Well, she said she knew she was somewhere in the East Coast, but she said she had no luck, so she's going to leave.
Well, because she said she goes from town to town in the area.
Yeah.
And she's found no luck in Capeside, so she was going to leave, but maybe that was just her cover-up of she knows, so she's just leaving.
Maybe, yeah.
Like they're on to her, so she might as well leave.
Yeah, because Eve knows that Dawson knows Jen and her family, so
So she's like, oh,
try and keep him out of it.
yeah. So I think, and plus the police are after her, so she needs to leave. So I think maybe that's why. Because think, I mean, if you are looking for someone, you are going to see where they were. And if that's where you can get is like the last place she lived was that address, you're going to go there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just don't know why Eve didn't do it when Grams was there. And, like, do you think that's a cover-up, too, of when she says she was there to steal something, but really she was there to see if it was really her birth mom's home?
Yeah, possibly.
And she just told Dawson it was just to steal something? Instead of telling him the truth, that's my birth mom's home, and then it would have really caught on to him?
Yeah.
Because think, she didn't say that. She just said she's looking for her birth mom.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Dawson went to Graham's and was like, who's that? No, so you mean to tell me there's only one picture of the daughter
I guess.
in the house?
So Jen couldn't go, I mean, not Jen, Eve couldn't go in Graham's room during the night to look at her pictures, so without waking Graham up. So that's.
But didn't she break in when nobody was home?
Well, it was late at night. The only one who wasn't home was Jen because she was with Jack in that spot. But Graham had been home sleeping.
Maybe she wasn't, though.
Where would Graham be if
Well,
not?
wouldn't Dog have went and knocked and talked to Graham? Instead of Dawson, if somebody's not home, you're not going to go knock on the door. No one's home to answer.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
You would go to the neighbor who called. But if somebody is home, you're going to knock and be like, hey, is everything okay? We got a call. Can we just check around? You know, but he didn't. He went right to Dawson. So it made it seem like Graham's wasn't home either. That's what I got out of it. Maybe she was at one of her Bible studies or seeing some friends. I don't know. Playing cards. I don't know. But it just made it seem like Graham's wasn't home either. That's why Eve broke in. Like, I don't know if she would do it if Graham's was there. But I feel like the best person to talk to would be Graham for Eve. And I don't know, wouldn't you be, okay, it's a small town. She says she goes to small towns and, like, asks questions and blah, blah, blah. Don't you think someone in the town, it's a small town. Small towns, people usually stay. They usually stay, get married, have kids, right? And yes, some people do leave small towns. Wouldn't somebody in that town be like, I went to school with her?
Maybe, yeah.
I know her. If Eve is showing pictures or showing that picture, somebody in the town would be like, I know her.
Yeah, odds are, yeah.
Her mom lives here. Hello. It's a small town. You're not in a big city. That's a small town. You would be able, somebody in that town would still be there.
Yeah.
Not just Graham's. So that didn't make any sense to me. Why Eve couldn't just ask a couple people and then they would know.
Right.
I mean, just go into a coffee shop or something that's been there for 50 years. They'll tell you. Because I'm sure, you know, it's like family owned and everything. There can't be that much to do in that many places.
Mm-hmm.
Since they keep saying it's a small town.
Yeah, so Eve just tells Dawson the whole story of how she found out she was adopted and why she doesn't get close to people because she's always moving and everything. But he was like the first one to really wanting to get to know her. So she hopes that he'll think of her once in a while and smile. And she says that she'll be looking out for him in the movies, and he says to take care, and she leaves.
Blah, blah, blah. I don't care for Eve.
Well, I did a little bit now knowing what she's doing, but everything else that she's done is still really wrong.
Well, I thought we got rid of her, and then she came
Yeah.
back. Like, I got a whole episode without her.
Yeah.
And she came back. Like,
Yep.
and it was weird because, like, at the beginning when she sat on his bed, she was like, when she was getting on his bed, she was being so weird on the bed. Like, to sit back.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I
like,
noticed,
you
but-
don't need to be weird like you're about to have sex with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all you gotta do is sit on the bed there, Eve.
Yeah.
But okay, but you make everything like that. And I don't like it.
And then Jack finds Jen in their spot. He explains
Yeah, all of a sudden in this episode, they have a spot.
Yeah. He explains that what he did with Henry was for her. And then he just wants her to know that she wants what she wants when it comes to relationships. That what she wants when it comes to relationships are there for her to take.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Jen explains that it doesn't matter because Jack showed Henry their spot and everything like that. Like, it's really precious to them. And Jen tells him she's had boyfriends, lovers, but never a boy who was a friend first and last. And just explains that and how much their friendship means to her.
Yes, and that they will be the solid friendship
Mm-hmm.
of this show.
Yeah. And Jen says that she thinks this is more about Jack than her. It was
Oh,
funny 'cause,
yeah, it was
like, Jack says
when he
he's
says, I'm not like, I don't have
secretly like Henry, yeah.
I don't have a thing for Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she says maybe Jack is the one that's lonely for a relationship. And then he goes on to say, yeah, but he's the only young gay guy around. And, Jen tries to make him feel better and, says that he's going to have an amazing love life. It's going to change his whole life for the better. Or she didn't say the better, but just change his whole life. And he has to have faith that things can happen when he least expects it. And then sprinklers go off again.
They know exactly when to go to that spot when the sprinklers go off, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's like every time, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't really much that happened.
Yeah. I
In
mean, it was
this
just nice
episode.
to, see Jen and Jack come closer, and you can see, like, this bond that they have and what it really means to them and everything.
Yeah, unlike Dawson and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I like it so much better. So what is your high and low?
Oh, there was still a couple
Oh,
scenes.
I was done. Why?
Yeah,
What else happened in the show?
Because the next morning, Andie meets Joey at work.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't write that down. When she gets fired.
No, the last thing I have is I'm glad Joey sat with them. And then I gave up.
Okay. There's a couple more. So,
I don't write the whole show down.
yeah, I do just to make sure we cover everything. But yeah, because these are kind of important, next couple important scenes. So Joey goes to
work.
tells Andie that Rob isn't there at work yet. So Andie says that nothing happened between them. He is a gentleman.
So basically, Joey left them.
Yeah. And then Joey says
When she said she wouldn't.
yeah. Well, Joey says that he's no prince. He's a prince of darkness. And that's when Rob shows up and jokes about them having a threesome at the movies last night. Like, oh,
Yeah, he said he
Gross.
wants to be in the middle next time.
yeah. And
Yeah.
That's when
Then he
Rob
fires her.
yeah, because she left early to go see them at
Yeah,
the
and then
movies.
Joey said, "That's not the reason why you're firing me."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and it's basically like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm in charge. I'm gonna fire you. And then Andy's like, no, you can't. Blah blah. Blah. I'm like, Andie, like, and then that's when Joey's like, Andie, just stop. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I love when Joey says this stuff to him.
Yeah, she says that once he lands in trouble, to not call her as a character witness and to rot in hell.
Mhm.
And then the last scene, Dawson shows up at Graham's with an AC because apparently that's the only AC in the whole town because everybody's always sweating all the time. So then he puts it down in her room, and that's when he finds a picture of the same woman that Eve has. And then the photo, in this photo, the woman is with Graham. So Graham thinks that Dawson is referring to the photo of Jesus at first when he asks who's in the photo. That was funny. But then Graham says that's her daughter Helen at
Well,
18.
and then he said Jen's mom or something, and then Graham's is like, I only have one daughter, Dawson. I'm
Yeah,
like,
who else is it gonna be?
when she said daughter, she
Yeah.
meant her daughter.
Yeah,
Dawson doesn't know she only has one daughter.
I guess. So yeah, so Dawson confirms that she's Jen's
And so
mom.
obviously now it tells the whole audience that Jen and Eve are half sisters.
Yep, and Graham's granddaughter that she doesn't know about.
So, okay, so about Jen's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Graham said this was like a photo right before she left for college.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably was pregnant, but she was probably early pregnant, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Where she wasn't showing. And then she went off somewhere and probably said she was in college, but maybe she was having an abortion. I don't know. But, yeah.
Well, we know that she didn't.
That's what I meant, adoption.
Yeah, has, waits until the pregnancy is done and then gives birth. And
then goes back.
Yeah.
So she probably was pregnant in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
And then she left because she graduated.
Yeah, and she didn't want
18,
her mom to know. Yeah.
Yeah, and since she was 18, she didn't have to tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably when she went to New York or somewhere. And then, because she ends up in New York with Jen. But, so yeah, so she must have been pregnant in the photo.
Yeah.
It's like maybe what I'm getting. Because didn't Eve say she was like really young or 18 or something when she had her? So she must have just graduated and had Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't tell anyone because she didn't have to. She wasn't living at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then never told anyone.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting if it ever comes back around.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's just weird that Eve is now Jen's sister.
Yeah, definitely.
Weird.
Yeah, and then so now Dawson's been involved with both of them.
Well,
which is even weirder.
And also, Dawson knows.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't keep secrets. So how is he going to explain this?
I don't know.
Do you think he's going to let it go?
Probably not, no. Now that he knows.
Well, maybe he'll put it in his next movie, and then he'll just be like, this is a story of.
Yeah.
And then he can tell Jen, that's your life.
Mm-hmm.
Then she'll be like, what?
Yeah, he already covered Joey's, so.
Now he's got to cover Jen and her half-sister.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Another movie for Dawson.
Yep.
He only makes films that revolve around other people.
Yep. Well, he didn't. That was about his life, too, Joey and him.
Yeah, but it was really about Joey.
Yeah, he just.
Remember, he put the part of Jack in there, so.
Yeah, he just doesn't know what fictional is, so he's just making movies about what he actually really knows.
Mm-hmm. Other people.
Yep. Now we can go with the highs and lows.
I think okay. So I'll go. So my high was Joey sitting in there with Andie and Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And also the sweet moment with Jack and Jen finally, because Jen's not very nice to Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And then my low, the whole Eve storyline again. I don't like it. My other high was Pacey and Dawson hanging out, but I didn't like that they were following Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Eve.
Yeah.
So she's definitely my low, her whole storyline.
Mm-hmm. And my low was just Joey looking out for Andie and then ending up getting fired. And then my high would be same with
your low is Joey looking out for Andie?
No, and then getting fired.
Oh, so getting fired.
The result of it, yeah.
Okay.
And then
I was gonna say she was doing a good job.
No, yeah, I know.
Being a good friend.
Mm-hmm. And then the high would be just everything with Jen and Jack making up at the end. And then best and worst.
No, we gotta rate it. So I would write this a 6
right.
because I don't like Eve. I didn't like the Eve storyline, and I didn't like the Rob storyline.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't much in between.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it was just boring. And also, apparently, it's summertime. They don't go to school, but yet didn't they go to football practice?
Yeah.
I don't think the writers could keep track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've already been in school for a while.
So that's why I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah, me too. A 6.
I mean, it still was entertaining, but not as much as like the last episode. The last episode had a lot of stuff going on with 40 minutes.
Yeah.
They filled it. This one was a filler.
Right.
Eve was just in it too much.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then your best and worst character.
It was kind of hard. I didn't really think too much.
I can't believe you thought that this one was hard to pick.
Yeah, well,
I thought the last one was.
Yeah, well, everybody was making not the best decisions in this episode. I just liked Dawson.
Some made the right decisions.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but I put.
You can change it if you wrote something different.
Well, like I can kind of see what I said, but I said Dawson. I think just because he was like.
Wait, was what? The B or W?
For the best.
Oh my God!
I'm because it's been a minute since I did these notes. I've been getting a little bit ahead to make sure I don't get behind.
Oh my God!
I just liked how he was just really, trying to find out more about Eve and just trying to like understand like who she is and what she's doing, because like she said, no one really cared before him. And I put the worst.
I wonder why.
But like if I was like having a second character, it would definitely be Joey for helping Andie.
Can't believe you picked Dawson.
Yeah. And then the worst, I put Jack just because he didn't really think about
what
Jen in the situation with Henry and how she would feel.
Oh my God!
Because he could have been like, "Hey, Henry's nervous about asking you out. Do you think you'll be okay if like he can have a chance to ask you out or something like that? Instead of surprising her like that." And of course, the second worst that I would choose would be Rob. Like I said, I did this a while back, so I don't know what, but I was like just going off by like the main characters, not the secondary characters. I just think of the main characters first.
You normally the football team from the other team.
There's nobody to choose at all.
You picked the football team in the last episode of the other school, and yet they are not the main characters.
I know. There's nobody else to choose from them, though.
Hello, this episode there was.
No, and I cannot believe not this one, the other one.
I know, but you said you were thinking about only main characters. You weren't last episode.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you picked Jack.
Nobody was really bad the last episode.
Jack wasn't that bad.
I know, but he could have thought of Jen more.
No, there was one person that did something illegal. And I'm going to say it right here.
Yeah.
The worst was Rob. Okay? He's too old for Andie. I don't care if they are family friends, whatever.
Yeah.
No, gross. And he's being gross with her. We all know he only wants one thing. What he wants from Joey.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get Joey jealous, which is gross because she's only 16. And also then he fires her. So you know what? Worst. When all she was doing was protecting Andie. So that is why Joey is the best. So there.
Yeah.
My best and worst are actually, they have a reason why.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you picked Dawson as your best and the worst. Okay. Can't believe that, but all right. So I guess Joey protecting Andie really was not as good as Dawson investigating.
Well, it was more interesting to me.
I know, but who's better?
Yeah, it was Joey, yeah. I wrote these notes a while back because I was trying to keep up.
Are you taking back what you're saying?
Yeah.
So do you want me to put down Joey for best?
Yeah, no, that went through the episode again, yeah.
Okay, are you changing the worst or no?
Yeah.
To Rob? All right, I will change it.
I just hope he gets caught this time, unlike
because nobody gets caught on the show.
Yeah, Vincent didn't get like legally caught, but he did get caught. But yeah,
nothing happened. He just left the show.
Yeah.
On to a new town.
Yeah, but at least somebody found out what he was doing.
Yeah, and that was it. Nobody gets caught on the show.
Yeah.
Everyone's free. Alrighty. So what's the next episode?
Secrets and Lies, episode 6 of season 3.
Oh, Lord.
So that's probably going to be even more intense than this one.
Hopefully it's not about Eve.
Well, it might be now that Dawson knows.
But I don't want it to be just because I'm tired of Eve.
Well, if she really is Jen's sister, then I have a feeling she's going to be around for
A
some more episodes.
Oh, God.
I don't think like a main character, but like a
Just someone who
recurring.
keeps coming in like Doug.
Mm-hmm.
When you least expect it, Doug shows up.
Yeah.
See, he's just a filler, too. They just use him when they want to.
Mm-hmm.
And also, has Bess been in any of season 3?
I remember the episode where they went back to school because then she wanted to know about Joey and Dawson.
Okay, so the first episode of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it's season 5, and she's still not in it.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to come back too, because where's her and the kid? And she needs a job.
Yeah.
As in Bess, because clearly Joey can't have a job.
Yeah.
I don't think Joey needs to focus on her education so she can get out of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, she was only
working.
Yeah, she's only working for college money. Yeah.
Well, she's not anymore because now she's working towards paying for the family.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to. That's Bess's job. That's why Bess has custody.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, give someone else custody of Joey, like Mitch, so that she can at least have a life.
Yeah.
Or Grams. I mean, she seems to have all the kids.
Yeah.
Give her the basement. I don't know. Her and Jen can share a room.
Yeah. That would be something.
Yeah, see, there you go. Entertaining. But Joey needs someone that's a parent because she doesn't have one of those. She is the parent.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Me either.
She has too much responsibility and expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to have those the rest of her life. Then she's going to regret it.
Yeah.
I don't want her to regret her life.
Me either.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us at Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would really appreciate it.